today. How are we doing today?
Good.
I helped my daughter with a little homework this morning, and she needed a little bit more help than I was expecting. So I apologize. I'm running a couple minutes behind, but let's start off by talking a bit about your weekend. You had some success this weekend that they'd like to share. Come on now, guys. Don't be shy.
I caught up with some old friends, so that was good. She told me that she would list her house with me if her husband loses her job.
If her husband does what?
Loses his job. So I told her, I said, well, that's not exactly how I want a listing, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was a positive thing that she would, she'd like to work with me in the future, but hopefully that doesn't happen for him.
And it's nice that you had a friendly conversation that turned to real estate.
Yes. So it has been good. I've caught up with a lot of old friends that I haven't spoken to in probably 10 plus years. So.
And can you tell everybody what their response has been?
They're always excited to hear from me. So
yeah. I think what when I hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to call them because I haven't talked to them in so long, and they're just going to think I want something. Well, this is prime example that Jenny's giving, that she hasn't talked to friends in 10 years and they're happy to hear from her. So, and I'm sure they're happy to know that you're doing something new.
Yeah, they're always excited
and having fun.
Yeah.
And having fun.
That's the fun way to lead generate. Very fun.
Hey, Bill, I'll share. I had a lot of real estate stuff going on this weekend.
All right, tell us.
So I actually went to Ronald Robbins and Macon with my client this weekend, and I found out that there's a central MLS. We went down there to see about 4 homes and saw nothing. So that was pretty hilarious. I couldn't get in the lot boxes because they have a central MLS that my lot box wasn't approved for. Yeah. But we got an idea of like the areas and everything. So I guess I will have to have another agent, open a couple of doors out there. And I also showed a couple of homes yesterday. So hopefully I'll be putting some offers in today. And I also got a call that sent for someone wanting me to list their home in March. So a lot of activity.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
That's great. Now, I know you know this, but just for everyone else's benefit is, this is perfect we're adding to our pipeline. We're making notes to our database. We are kind of doing some forecasting on, what is the likelihood of us getting listings over the next couple of months? Like, how busy will we be in the springtime, or how busy do we desire to be in the springtime, right? This is exactly, guys, I've been telling you about this time for months. Everyone's getting tired. Everyone's getting they can feel the holidays coming, right? They're going to work less and less and less. This is the perfect opportunity to go out into your market and secure some more relationships and make sure that you can handle some more business in the very near future. All right, let's do one more, and then Candace is going to teach us all about showings and preparing for showings. Who else wants to share a cool experience they had this weekend?
I'll share, Bill. I was actually at work with the catering company, and one of my coworkers I haven't seen in a while, we just started chatting, and she was like, oh, well, we rent right now, but I'm trying to buy the house. So I was like, oh, okay. We started chatting, and immediately there was like a million red flags because the landlord's agent was the one like speaking to her, and he's being very aggressive. So long story short, we're gonna have a chat later today.
As a client?
Yeah, like later later today we're going to chat, but she was like, can you please help me figure this out? Like, we really want to buy the house and I don't have any representation. So she was kind of like, this was perfect timing, us working together today. So, I mean, it's about 850. It's a farm up near Big Canoe. So.
Oh, no wonder he's being aggressive.
Right.
Actually, I just want to take a 30-second sidebar then, because
I was going to say, I'm going to have probably a lot of questions because I need to see her contract, because she did say it started as like a rent to own. And so I'll probably have questions, but yeah.
Okay. So here's the general theme that you want to have every single one of the people in your database be thinking, which is, I do not make real estate related decisions without talking to my real estate advisor. And my real estate advisor is, fill in your name and blank, right? So there are going to be very creative, assertive, sneaky ways that agents are going to try to build relationships with the people in your database that you think are loyal to you. Okay. And they will offer advice and strategy in very nuanced ways and these kind of things. And if your prospect basically follows one rule, then everything will be fine. The one rule is, I just do not make real estate decisions under any circumstances without talking to my real estate advisor, right? And if you can make sure that all of your people believe that and stick to that rule, and then it doesn't really matter how assertive this guy is trying to take both sides of an $800,000 transaction. Who do you think he really wants to help? The one he's already been the seller.
Well, that's that. I kind of laid those little nuggets, if you will. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He said, what? They're trying to do what? I was like, we need to chat about this before you do anything. And she was like, oh God, thank you. She's like, this did not feel right. And I didn't know what to do. And she was just like, this is fate right here. So
yeah, it doesn't feel right. You're exactly right. And by the way, even if it does feel right, I simply just do not make real estate decisions without speaking to my wife. It's kind of like this idea, like I used to have an agreement with Aaron, basically. I got you, Donna. I'm coming right back to you. I used to have an agreement with Aaron Putnam, our MCA, when I was TL, right? And we had an agreement on how we spent money. I could spend $100 or less on anything I felt like at any time. Okay. If I wanted to spend more than $100, Aaron had to approve it. And if we together wanted to spend over $1,000, Andy had to approve it. And there were no exceptions to that. It's just a hard, fast rule, right? So if I had a desire to spend over $100, I had to take it to Aaron. Here's why I think I want to spend this money. Do you think it's a good idea? Will you sign off on it? Yes. Okay, we're doing it. She says, no, the answer is no. It's like having a wife, right? I don't make any big decisions without talking to my wife. It's just that simple, right? So how do we get our people to feel the same way? That's the key. You figure that out, real estate's going to be a piece of cake.
Bill, I'll tell you, a buyer I'm working with, I went to visit him last week. And he, in front of a client, he said, hold on, I'm talking to my realtor. And I thought of you in that moment, because it was definitely a boost.
Yeah, it's that important, y'all. It's that important. Donna, you had your double hand raised. Boy, I can't wait to hear.
No, I was accidentally clapping. I meant to raise my hand. So I wanted to share something, profit share. So Robin has a career day coming up next Saturday, and I posted something on Facebook. I just put a really brief post, who's thinking about a career in real estate? And 6 people liked it. They didn't say anything in the comments or anything. So, and a lot of times when I put a message like that, I'll tell them to DM me, and they usually don't. So this time I tried a different strategy. The people who liked it, I messaged them and I asked them if they wanted more information, and they all responded positively and gave me their contact information. So I've hooked 4 of them up with Robin. One was
That-
out of our area, so I'm gonna reach out to the market center in Rome, because he's in Rockmart,
Yeah,
to see if they're offering the pre-license training there and hook him up with that office. But the other three are Sandy Springs and Alpharetta, so they're good for our office. But my point is, they didn't say anything. They just did a like, and I reached out to them, and they all really wanted more information.
of course they did. By the way, can I give you a tiny bit of coaching on that? Well, let
Yeah.
me first recognize that's awesome. That could be just that right there could be life-changing for you. Okay. So I first want to recognize how that is a kind of uncommon behavior, and therefore you're probably going to get uncommon results. Okay. Now, my coaching to you would be, it's just like any lead. If you're like, that's like giving them a business card. Here's my business card. Call me whenever you feel like it. That ain't never going to happen. Okay. You got to get their information. And the version of your story with what I just said is by reaching out to them. And I would just, quite frankly, skip the question is, do you want information? They already told you they want information. Just give them what they need.
Right, right.
Right. Hey, let me tell you something. Real estate has changed me in 25 different ways. Can I share with you an awesome story? And in fact, I'll be there if you want me to be there on Saturday with you and we could sit together. Right. Be assertive.
Yeah, so
Everybody in the world has seen HGTV. And I know it's not completely accurate, but they say the cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Oh, I just, drove up this mountain cliff and said 7 words to this other guy in a Porsche, and then I just made 400 grand. Of course, everyone wants to be a real estate agent.
yeah. So my point is exactly what you said. I was a little more assertive this time because in the past, they may have liked it, but didn't say anything, didn't comment, didn't reach out to me, didn't message me. So I let it go. This time I saw who liked and I reached out to them directly and did exactly what you said and got their contact information.
Beautiful
So I just
job.
wanted to point that out to everyone else because there is career day next Saturday and they could probably do the same thing today and see who responds.
Oh, man, I love that. Profit share is a special place for me. And I appreciate your commitment to your passive income. Thank you. Good job.
Let me add one more thing to that. My son Drew had a closing in September, and I got a check for $562 in October. So profit share is real. It was much more than
yes,
I
it
was
is.
expecting.
Yes, it is.
While
Yes,
you were
it is.
sleeping.
Hey,
Yep.
he told me the other day his plan is to be rookie of the year. For all you that might want to be rookie of the year, you got some stiff
Yeah.
competition.
And he's
You
on his
mean-
way.
He is on his way. He means it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Candace, take over, please. We're going to talk
Okay.
about showings today.
Hi, everybody. So a number of people have stopped in my office and said, I'm going to have a showing. What do I do? And so I thought, you know what, it might be a good time to review best practices for showing a home. And so I wanted to walk you through the steps that I have done when I was showing homes. And if anybody would, I always love interaction. And we're going to have a hard stop. I've got my alarm set for 9:10 so that we can talk about, go do the rounds of what your one thing is for today. And maybe it's something from today that you've
We
learned.
might need to stop a couple minutes before that. We got a big crew today.
Yeah,
We
maybe
have
I'll
lots of ideas going around today.
set my alarm for 9:05. So anyway, first, so this is you've got a client. The client has said, I'm not going to go over whether you've got the BBA or not, because that's a different topic. But
A little closer, a little closer.
you're going to, oh yeah, I'm at my home office. You're going to show homes you've got an appointment, say on Wednesday, to show homes to a buyer. And they've sent you a home, but your job is to find more than one home to show them, because you don't want to go out every single day. It's better if you can go out one day and show 3 homes than to go out 3 days and show 1 home each day. I know that makes sense. So first thing I would do is I would go into FMLS. And Bill, can you let it so I can share my screen?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oops. All right. Now you should be good.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go into products and I'm just gonna pick does anybody have a buyer that they're gonna show homes to that they want to give me an address or an area? Okay, well, I'm gonna choose Martin's
I
Landing.
do.
Oh, okay.
Candace, I was gonna say, McDonough, under 200,000, 3 bedroom, 2 bath.
Whew.
Okay, let's see what we find. Is that how you spell it? Yeah. McDonough. Under 200,000? These are not going to be that fun to look at. I'm just going to say that right now. We've got 3 matches, so let's just go with that. Let's see what we have. Oh, let me do coming soon too. Over here on criteria, I'm going to put coming soon. Although you can't show those yet, it's still good to know what's happening. So when you talk to someone and maybe one of the homes you show them doesn't work, you can say, well, you know, there's a couple of homes coming soon. In this case, there are none. I'm looking down here and I see 3 matches, which is what I had before. I can put in all sorts of criteria. 95. You can also sort by just clicking on this word on any one of these categories, and it'll sort for you. So there I've sorted it lowest to highest. If I do it again, it'll sort highest to lowest. So this is what this one looks like. It's got
A little closer, a little closer.
okay, I'm going to talk loud and be close. This looks like an investment property or a first-time home buyer. We'll look at the photos.
No, hopefully not a first-time home buyer.
It says, I'm reading the description. No, this would not be for a first-time home buyer. And the reason why is because it says home will need all new electrical wiring.
Yeah,
So-
extreme caution due to fire damage.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's look at this one. This is an investment also. What's your buyer like, Lorinda?
He is an older gentleman who has 2 sons living in the area also, but not a native to US. So maybe his standards might be a little lower. When I was working with his sons, they were fine with fixer-uppers and things like that. So
Was there
Okay.
anything specifically that drew him to McDonough?
the sons, I found both of them homes in McDonough.
Okay, so looking through these, this just has one photograph.
That's cute, but can we at least when we're working with our sellers, can we just request that they pull their car out of the driveway, please, before we take pictures?
Thank you.
That'd be too much to ask.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna select all of these. So let's just select all of these. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to print these. And I'm going to print 2 kinds. And if you don't click on it, if you just click on the agent single line, all you're going to get is a picture of the single line. So you have to actually click on the listing. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to click a buyer full. I'm going to print that in color. And those are going to be for my buyers. That's going to be for my buyers. And then I'm going to print agent full. And I'm going to print that one in black and white for me. Let's go back and see if there are any documents on any of these. Something tells me there won't be. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. This little icon, when you see it, means documents are attached to it. And you can click on this because you do want, I like to have my clients, seller, when I go show homes, I like to have the seller's property disclosure if there is one, and I like to have a community association disclosure if there is one. Sometimes an agent will attach a legal description and I'll bring that as well. I want to be ready to write an offer. Especially in this market, to do that pre-preparation is key because while you're home and getting the seller's property disclosure after you've seen the home, they've already received 2 offers. So do that on the front. So I can just download this. This is the disclosure of lead-based paint. So that's good because this home was built before 1978. Okay, so I've got my homes. I also want to show you how to schedule a showing. You can click on this icon right here. And I can set up a showing cart. I can schedule a single showing or I can add to a showing cart. And what I want to do right here is I'm going to show it on Wednesday. And I'm going to say, you're going to be my buyer today. Okay, so now I've got one populated. There's 2 ways I can do this. I can either go here and just click here, or I can copy this. I'll do one way and one the other way. I can put it in here and click go. Or I can go back here and I can schedule a showing again, and I can just add it to the showing cart. What's cool about this is I can have a smart route, right? It gives me a map, and I can click this little button right here, and it calculates which home I should show first, second, and third. I can manipulate this if I want. I can change these numbers in here. So if I want to start, maybe I know this one is closer to where my home is, I can make this number 1 or number 3. But here, over here, this is cool too. It tells you how many minutes between the homes there are. And so I'm going to pick it. I'm not going to request these, but I'm going to go on, let's say we want to start at 11. And for these homes, I'd probably allow 15 minutes. I'm also going to communicate that to my buyer. When we get in the home, when we get started, I'm going to say, listen, I've allowed 15 minutes for each home. We have a specific time that we have to be in the home. So if we need to reschedule anything, or you want to spend a little more time in one of these homes, please let me know so I can reschedule it. I normally, for a home like 2,500 square feet, I would allow 30 minutes because they want to walk around the backyard, look at the garage. But in this case, so for instance, if you drive up to the home and they say, you know, I don't even want to go in, you can just cancel it and reschedule your other ones through your app on your phone. Okay, so this one I'm going to say.
Much closer.
Save. Oh, okay, so this one says showing time live videos only. A listing side representative will be the camera person, as the seller prefers no in-person showings at this time. Okay, so cancel that one. This one we're going to pick a time, let's say 11:15 to 11:30. And this one's going to be 12 minutes, so I'm going to make this one 11:45. So I have travel time. I've found this since they've done this saves so much time.
I know, I'm so jealous right now. Oh my gosh.
And then you have a map as well. I like to snip this, use my snipping tool down here, and snip this like this. And I'll copy and paste this onto a Word document, and I'll put this on the front of all those buyer full listings for the buyer to have, because people like to know where they're going. They do. I know when I'm in the car and I don't know where we're going, it makes me crazy. Even if they're following you, this will give them a way to plug in the addresses. And what I like to do also is I'll say, hey, I plug these addresses into my phone before I ever get started, so that I know I don't have to sit and take time in each listing to do that. That's another pro tip that you can do. And give it to your buyers as well. I give them the addresses that we're going to go see, and I send them the listings as well, just in case they don't want to see anything. Send them the listings the day before. Okay, so this is the prep for actually seeing the homes. Now, there's a couple of other things you want to do. I want to know about. I'm trying to see if there's a Meadowbrook. I want to know about Meadowbrook. Let's see what Meadowbrook is.
Right, like for example, have there been any other sales in Meadowbrook lately, or have there been any other sales in the that particular school district lately? Like just based on the fact that we were McDonough less than 200 grand, the first thing I would want to know is are we in some kind of is it an anomaly that there's only 3 properties available, or is that normal? You know, I want to use every single time I'm asked about a property, I want to use that as I don't want to call it an excuse, but as a reason to learn more about that market right now. Yeah. Right. So because if somebody says, well, I'd like McDonough less than 175, should I say, oh, great, I'm sure there's tons of opportunities. Let me go home and share them all with you. And then I get home and there ain't nothing there.
And very honestly, Lorinda, I would go to Georgia MLS as well. And if I were in Roswell or Alpharetta, I wouldn't bother. But McDonough, Stockbridge, Conyers, I would go to Georgia MLS, because there'll be probably homes on there that are listed that aren't listed on FMLS.
Yeah, a good rule of thumb for that is anything south of I-20, typically with the exception of like Grant Park or that area, like just south of I-20.
I'm gonna do a little research on Meadowbrook. I'm gonna do a little research on the subjects. I want to know about McDonough because I don't go there often. So I'm gonna go to the city of McDonough. I'm gonna learn about it. I'm gonna know what county it's in. Nothing worse than if you're in with a buyer and they say, "What county is this?" And you're like, Georgia. So you want to know what county it is. You want to know some of these stats, just because it helps you become a market expert. I would go to Remind as well and see what's going on in McDonough.
Candace, I'm going to get you a microphone.
I have one at the office. I apologize. It's this computer. Okay, so I'm also going to go down here. What was that zip code was?
30253.
3. I'm going to go to 30253. And it's being slow, but I'm clicking enter, but it's being slow. There we go. Okay.
When you look at the market pulse on FMLS, are you also going to see what sold in GAMLS or just
No.
for? Oh,
Just FMLS stats. So I would look in here. I was thinking one of you were going to choose a Roswell subdivision, but anyway, this is a good exercise. So thank you for this.
Can I just make one quick note about McDonough? I'm not directing this necessarily at you, Lorinda, but when a property is what I would consider to be outside of my particular area of expertise, like guys, I've lived in Atlanta almost my entire life. I've never been to McDonough, not even once, right? And there's two potential issues with going to McDonough. One is it's far away, right? So if you're back and forth all day, you should be asking yourself, is this the best use of my time? That's one question. Is this a good business decision to make a commitment to go back and forth to McDonough all the time, right? The second one is an ethical decision, which is, am I the best person to guide someone in a purchase in McDonough? And maybe you are. I haven't inquired, and you don't need to answer that publicly. I definitely am not, right? So I'm going to find somebody. I have a person that I send stuff to down there, but I'm going to let somebody else handle that because I don't know anything about McDonough. And I would have a hard time looking somebody in the face and being like, yeah, this is definitely a good buy, right? I think this is a great area. I don't know anything about it, right? So whenever somebody asks you to service an opportunity in an area you're unfamiliar with, you should be asking yourself those two choices. Am I educated enough in this market to help somebody make strategic decisions? And then secondly, yeah, I'm licensed to help somebody in Columbus, Georgia, but I don't know anything about Columbus, Georgia. So I'm going to let somebody else manage that. Does that make sense?
I'm going to add one thing to that, because as a new agent, I sold homes in Peachtree City. I sold homes in Dallas, Georgia, and it comes back to bite you because that's where your future business is. So to be intentional about, I can't tell you the times I've had to drive to Peachtree City because somebody that I sold a house to 20 years ago wants to list their house, and I'm not going to throw that away, but not a listing, but I won't show houses now any place other than where I want to go. And that just came with time, but that's another result of that. Okay, so anyway, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the schools. If it's, this is applicable if it's a family. For your buyer, I probably wouldn't research schools unless he has grandkids and he wants to know about the schools. But I would go to greatschools.org, or I would go to School Digger and I would research the schools. I would have a little bit of information about those schools, like number of kids in the school and the ratio of teachers to students and what their grade is. That's probably what I would know. Now I found this, I was like, so for me, I do a lot of research. I like to research. I like to know a lot about the area. I like to know about the subdivision. I like to know about the homes so that when they ask me how old the roof is, I've got the seller's property disclosure and I can answer those questions. And a lot of times if I have the time, I'll make a little cheat sheet for myself. Then what I like to do is I like to get a manila folder. I get a manila folder and I attach the buyer intake to the front of it. And in here, this is actually one of my seller folders, but in here, I would put my agent full listing, and I keep those because there have been times when I've worked with somebody over the course of a few months and I ended up showing them the same home twice because I didn't keep a record of it. So that's a long time ago. And I learned to flip through the listings that I've shown in order to make sure that I'm not showing them a home they've already seen. That's not productive for them or me, unless they want to see it a second time. And then I was like, what else could we do? And I found this site. I found several sites, 9 valuable secrets for showing property. I'm telling you, anything you want to know is on the internet. So 9 valuable secrets for showing property. 1, research the properties. Know the routes. If you have time, another reason why Roswell or Alpharetta are staying close to where you live, drive the routes so that you know the routes. Know where the amenities are in the community so that you can actually drive by those and show those and look like a professional. There are so many agents just do this on the fly, and I can tell you they're not giving good service to the people that they're representing. Have your buyer information packet ready. I always have a BBA with me unless I have it signed. I think I've shown some of you my folder, and my binder has all the documents that I might need. It has the ABCs of agencies that I can share with them. It has the protect yourself when buying a home, all of the disclosures, the consumer disclosures, and then I have copies of the purchase and sale agreement. I have copies of BBA, copies of any exhibits I might need, conventional FHA, VA loan. So I'm ready to write the offer right then and there the minute we leave the house, just in case. Also, make yourself known when entering properties. Make sure you knock before you open the door. This is a really good habit to get into. I once had permission to show a home and I opened the door and the son was upstairs sleeping and his mother yelled at me. Oh my goodness, she called me and yelled at me because I scared her son. So knock before you go in. Also, when I was showing properties, I liked to keep my phone right next to my toothbrush, and it was a reminder to update my e-key every morning. And the reason why is because especially places like McDonough, if you get out there and you don't have signal and you can't update your key, you've driven all that way for nothing. The other thing is you want to look at the listing. Let's find the listing and make sure. Lockbox is other. So I'm going to call the agent and find out what kind of lockbox it is. It might be a contractor lockbox and I need a code. It might be they might have one of the codes on the door, the new entries where you plug in a code on the door and it opens it up. So I need to find that out too, so I don't get there and look like I haven't prepared. Okay, back to these. Bring the right real estate equipment. I have a box right here. This stays in my car. And in it I have, oh, that's our time to quit. I've just got a couple more things. In it I have some heavy gloves in case I need them. I have a calculator. I have a tape measure. I have hand sanitizer. I have tissue. I've got Band-Aids. I've got tape. Anything that I've got a magnifying glass. I've got these little things to put keys on in case I need it. Got a little first aid kit. I've never had to use half of this stuff, but I keep it anyway. I keep some paper clips in there and a stapler. Anybody has asked for over the years that I keep in that box. Okay, wear your consulting hat. When you're in the home, don't make judgments. Somebody might love that wallpaper, that Laura Ashley wallpaper from the 1980s. And you think it's terribly out of date because we see newer and more modern homes, but they're looking at it within a context, their frame of reference. So I never make judgments. I always just say, what do you think? How do you feel about this? I might point out, like, you've told me you have little kids. How do you feel about that creek in the backyard? Because I want them to think about it, but I'm not going to say, oh, that could be dangerous for your kids, right? I don't know their kids. They might be really smart kids or street savvy. Keep them moving. This is where I communicate. I think communication is one of the most misunderstood things in real estate. And I think it's really important to communicate with your buyers. Let them know what's going on. We're going to see 3 homes today. We've got 15 minutes in each homes. The homes are about 2 to 12 minutes apart. So we're going to be on a schedule today. And if I say we have to go, we have to go, or else I need to reschedule it. That's okay too. You're in control. Review and follow up. I ask them to save their comments about the house for after we're out of the house. I tell them that a lot of people have Alexa or other listening devices. So let's not make judgments about the house, either positive or bad, until we're out of the house. Just notice things. And
Make
point
sure
them out.
everyone heard that loud and clear.
Yeah.
The stats say somewhere around 90% of properties have some form of either video or audio or both recording devices inside the home. Do not talk about any strategy whatsoever inside the home.
And don't let them insult it. I know Chip and Joanna Gaines like to say this is the 3-color house or the carousel house, but don't do that. Not in the home anyway. Review and follow up. I think it's important to say how did this home compare to the other homes we've seen? And is this a home you would consider buying? You have to ask those closing questions, right? They'll either say yes or no, or they'll say maybe. Maybe's probably not a yes. Typically, when you walk in a home with a buyer and their whole attitude changes, that's when you know that they found their home. Another one I found that I love is know the area characteristics. We went over that. Proximity to shopping, hospital, stores. This is a good site. It's vaned.com blog, how to show a house. And I'll post that in the chat. You want to know about you can't know about the general covenants and restrictions typically before you show that's due diligence. But you want to know some things about the property. You want to read the buyer's language. That's why I chose this particular blog. Watch their language. A lot of times buyers will blame you for not showing them the right home. They'll walk in and think, why did you show me this ugly home? That's why I like to send the listings to them beforehand so that they have a say in it. And if they say, oh, I don't want to see that one, you're good, right?
That's also, by the way, why if they say whatever they've told you in the buyer consult, if you're starting to see something different in the homes they show you, let's say, for example, they say, I gotta have a home with a 2-story family room, and they send you a property with a 1-story family room, don't take them to the home, call them and say, hey, I'm just reviewing my notes. And I remember you saying how important having a 2-story family room was to you. And I noticed, 123 Hill Street had a 1-story family room. Has something changed, or tell me more about that? And they're like, oh yeah, I didn't see that. We don't need to see that one. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for prepping for a showing. The biggest things are just be prepared. Don't go, oh yeah, okay, I'll meet you there, and give yourself time to prepare. That's important too. And I think my alarm's about to go off. It's 9:09. So who would like to start?
Let's let everyone know what we want to do real fast.
Okay.
So we're going to go around in the circle real quick. Just what I want you to do is tell us what your one thing for today is. How are you going to kind of judge your day with respect to your real estate activities? So what is the most important thing in real estate that's got to get done today? Donna.
For me, I'm going to learn more about the Keller Williams pre-license training and who offers it in our area.
Great, beautiful. By the way, everyone in the state of Georgia offers it. So you just need to get access. You can get those answers not through the individual office. You can get those answers through KW.
Yeah, I looked at the website for it and it only had certain offices listed. So I need to dive into that a little more.
Are you talking about the Keller Williams School?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you send your prospect to Robin for now, and she'll talk to them and give them the code to enter.
Right, that's what I'm doing, but some of my
If
people
it's
are
local.
outside of the area. I sent Robin someone yesterday and they were outside the area. So I need to, and when he looked at the website and I did, there were only limited offices listed. So I need to learn more about that.
Thank
To
you.
see if it
You're going to
actually-
help all of us with that, Donna. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
I'll
All
share
right,
it.
Ginny.
I'll be doing my contacts today, trying to reach my 100 contacts for both.
week.
So
Beautiful. Great job. Lorinda.
I got my Facebook page started, but now today, after hearing Donna, I'm definitely going to get it finished and ready to present. And I want to learn more about how to get my KW app to be the connection that they click on the app from my Facebook page.
Beautiful. I just posted something in both chats, by the way, that is a recommended social media calendar for the month of November. And it goes through day by day and gives you a topic to post on. Okay. Kaya, what you doing today?
I'm dropping off my materials for my food drive, stuff that we and you had talked about.
Beautiful. Great job. Take some pictures. Tell the world about it now.
Okay.
Markia.
I am just working with my assistant to prepare for my closing on Wednesday and downloading a text app for him to contact my database for next year.
Love it. All right, Ryan.
I've got a bunch more of this equity analysis letters that I've been sending out to get out today. And I also am going to check out, I've talked to some people that have showed an interest in real estate. So I'm going to kind of do what Donna suggested and try to reach out to them more about that career day or make a post. I like that.
Beautiful. Can I make just one quick suggestion for Donna's comment too? Don't invite him to a team meeting or something. Let him see, what we do and how we do it, and let them hear some success stories and let them feel the energy that they can feel when they get into this type of environment. Okay. Don't be afraid to do that. Anthony.
Okay. Today, I intend to become more learning based and take advantage of some of the nuggets that Candace covered, which I was not aware of, the greatschool.org, School Digger, Van Ed, and use that to my advantage. Very informative class today. Greatly appreciate it.
Likewise. Thank you. Thank you. Tracy. Oh, you're on mute.
Good morning, everyone. I'm working on the 100 contacts, and I'll be stopping by the office today to do the tech handoff with Leanza.
Perfect.
And also I was going to see what this A to Z workshop with the mentors is about.
Remind us, what time is that at?
11 o'clock, the A to Z workshop.
Yep.
And the Leanza tech handoff is at 1.
Beautiful. Thank you. Melissa.
I kind of have a busy day today, Bill. I have follow up with 3 buyers that I'm trying to get those BBAs signed this week. And then I'll be also doing that A to Z class, and Heather Hare and I are gonna script practice in person together, which leads me to say 10 a.m. tomorrow, guys, I will be at the Market Center in person. So come join me and let's script practice or practice presentations for a while till team meeting.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, Ebony.
I'm getting with Sam so he can help me. I want to start my SMART plan for Thanksgiving so I can do 3 touches before Thanksgiving. Well, no, 2 before Thanksgiving and then 1 after. I'm also committing from 10 to 12. My Legion activity today, I am going to force myself to get back to calling buyers and FISBOs. I have some script practice going on and possibly meeting up with someone else to make some flyers.
All right, great job. That's not quite one thing. We'll work on that, but just put all that stuff in the order of priority and knock it out one at a time, okay? Ashley, what do you plan on doing today?
I'm going to work on my business plan, specifically finishing up my Life by Design.
Okay, I'm excited to talk to you about that. Caroline.
I'm going to work on making 20 contacts today and also organizing my database.
20 contacts today. All right, tell us once you're done now. Let's all celebrate together. Great job. Stacy, what do you plan to do today? I love this, but I'm already convinced. I love this.
Me too.
Stacy, go ahead.
Today, I'm going to the workshop at 11, and then I'm meeting with a friend at 1 p.m. that I'm working to add to my database. And then I'm doing the CMA with Marinelli later this afternoon. I'm going to shadow her for a little while before that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Here, let me give you a quick piece of advice for your meeting with your friend. Find out something this person is struggling with, and then find a way to help them. Maybe it's got to do with real estate, maybe it doesn't. It makes no difference. Get good at finding out what somebody's struggling with, and then you go find a resource to help them. Okay.
Cool, thanks.
Absolutely. Heather.
I'm planning on doing research for creating a door hanger and flyer with ebony. And we're going to be creating something that we can each brand to ourselves, but to hang on doors for rental tenants. Specifically showing, you know, some of the new Fannie Mae stuff and other options available to tenants.
I love that you're teaming up. I love that you're teaming up and you're going to both put your brains together and have something come out of it. That's the one of the benefits of this group.
100%. Lakira.
Currently, I'm working on lead gen, doing cold calls, and after that, I'm gonna follow up with an agent for an offer that I put in. Me and Markia met up to kind of go over some strategies for door knocking, different neighborhoods, and how to get more lead gen and what other things we can offer to our clients. So just gonna kind of develop those ideas today while I continue to apply for jobs to, you know, have income coming in between transactions.
Beautiful. All right. Very good. All right. Last one. Candace, what are you going to do today?
I have to research builder developers because I met with someone who owns land and wants to build a community.
Well, that was a good call, huh?
Yeah, that was a good call. 38 potential homes.
Yeah. How many?
38.
One call? You got 38 listings possibly?
Possibly.
Whoa,
Let me know
guys,
if you need help, Candace.
Thank you.
Now we're talking, Donna. When you hear opportunity, you jump right in. I love that. All right, this was cool. I hopefully you guys you've verbally committed to an activity, and I want to just say this, right? We've always said God, family, then business. So there will be days where your number one priority is not real estate. I get it, and I am most likely the biggest supporter of that in the entire market center. But I do want to encourage you, even if something else is your one thing for the day, just do something in real estate, right? Look up some houses for 5 minutes, or listen to one little video while you're running or whatever. Like, do something in real estate every day. Okay. Thank you guys so much for sharing. I think there's a lot of benefit to publicly making commitments. And I think that let's just take Lorinda, for example. Lorinda's has got, 15 other ideas of things that she could do to build her business. So I think there's a lot of value in this. And if you have some ideas or feedback or whatever it is, as always, to make the program better, please just let Candace or I know. And as always, it's a pleasure to be in business together. Candace, thank you for your preparations for today.
Thank you, Candace.
We'll see you
Thank
tomorrow.
you, guys. I'll see you all in coaching today.